Hello everyone and welcome back to Radiant Moon Tarot. My name is Victoria and today we are talking about the upcoming full moon in the sign of Capricorn. This is occurring on the 21st of June of 2024. We're going to talk about what this energy means for the collective, what this lunation is activating or bringing to a close, and we're also going to look at each individual sign and see where this is impacting you the most, having the most effect, and pull some cards for each one of you as well. So if you want to skip the intro and go right to your readings, the timestamps are down below. Otherwise, let's get started. This is a very interesting full moon cycle. We have the full moon here on the 21st of June in the sign of Capricorn, and this is occurring at 1 degree. And then on the 21st of July, we have a second full moon also in the sign of Capricorn, and that is at 29 degrees. So that's an aneretic degree, like a now or never kind of energy. So this particular full moon occurring in June is going to be the most beneficial, the most favorable one. The one coming up in July is going to be a little bit trickier. So we're going to focus on the June full moon here today, but we may touch on a couple of little tidbits of information for the one coming up in July. So this is very interesting, right? It's not very common that we have two full moons in a row that are all in the same sign. So this is like an energy of starting something, initiating something, having something come into your life, and then we kind of take a step back and reassess, right? And maybe make some tweaks and changes. But this lunation is occurring at 1 degree of Capricorn, June 21st. If you're in the Pacific time zone, it's at 6:07 p.m. If you're in the Eastern time zone, it's 9:07 p.m. And if you're elsewhere on the planet, then just adjust your clock to see what time that is. Of course, full moon energy does come in a few days before and stays around a few days after the lunation. That's when we feel the energies the most. And so you don't necessarily have to work with the moon energy right on the specific day. Now, what does the full moon mean, right? What does it mean when it's in Capricorn? Well, full moons are about completions, right? The completion of a cycle. So if we look back to the beginning of January to the new moon that was in the sign of Capricorn, what were you doing? What were your intentions? What were your goals? What were you starting, right? New moon's about starting something, right? So when we look back over the last 6 months, this can be where you do a little bit of a gut check, right? And it's like, a little bit of reflective energy and, oh, this is what I've done and I've done this and I've done this. So sometimes we get in the energy where because we haven't had a massive thing happen, we sometimes think that we haven't made any progress. But when we do reflect over the last 6 months, we recognize the little wins that we've had and the little changes that we've done. And we can kind of, have a look to see where we are now. And often there's a lot more that has gone on than we quite often recognize in the present moment. But this can be where something may be coming to fruition for you with the full moon, right? Because the full moon can be a time of harvest. However, full moons can also be about endings, right? The end of a cycle. This can be where some of you are really kind of like, you know what? I'm done with a certain situation or I'm done with a certain habit and I'm ready to start something new. Now, you may in the next month, if you start something new, you may find that you make some good progress, but then you kind of backtrack a little bit. And sometimes we do need to take a couple of steps backwards in order to propel ourselves forward or in order to get ourselves kind of back on track a little bit. So even if you are, starting something new, don't worry if you do feel as though you backtrack a little bit, because this is kind of part of what these two full moons are bringing in for us. And this really does bring us into alignment with our goals and our dreams. So whether it's something that you started, a number of months ago, and now you're recognizing that something is working for you, or that you're manifesting something, things are coming to fruition, or maybe you're, reflecting and saying, you know what, this ain't working for me. I got to do something different. I got to make some change. So this can be where you put an end to something in order to follow a better path and do something in a better way. Full moons do bring about healing, and they also really amplify our emotions as well. So you might be feeling a little bit emotional at this full moon, or maybe you're just getting in touch with your feminine side. The moon is a feminine energy. The sun is a masculine energy. And when we have a full moon, we've got the moon in an opposition with the sun, and the sun currently is in Cancer. So Cancer energy does bring about some nourishing energy. It brings a focus on your home, your family, the things you love, the people you love, places or people, relationships where you feel comfortable and safe and secure. And so you could be making some changes within a relationship or within your home. And you may also be leveling up in some way, especially with a relationship. There could potentially be some family planning going on, or maybe some sort of announcement about adding to your family, or maybe solidifying a commitment. It's going to be wonderful, heartfelt kind of energy coming in here. And of course, at the moment when we have this full moon, we also have Venus in the sign of Cancer, Venus being the planet of love and beauty and resources and creation, and all these things that bring us pleasure and joy. And in the sign of Cancer, there's going to be some beautiful things going on in your home, with your family, with your relationships. And yes, Venus plus the full moon, plus being in the sign of Cancer here, it can represent maybe some pregnancy announcements coming up, or maybe that decision to start a family or add to a family, or even blend your families together. But this lunation does bring about the energy of Capricorn, and Capricorn is a cardinal sign. And so Capricorn likes to start things. But because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, which is direct at the time of this full moon, which is good, right? Saturn likes to teach us something. Saturn is the planet of our goals, and especially our long-term goals, right? Making a plan, getting some discipline, right? The Saturn brings about the energy of law and order and structure to our days and to our life, right? So in the sign of Capricorn, what are you starting? What are you changing that you need to build a strategy for, and that you may need to be a little bit disciplined to accomplish? Right? So it's a great energy, a great time here to take stock of your achievements that you've made, but also set some realistic goals. You might find that this particular lunation is a good time to wrap up any loose ends, because by the time we get to the next full moon in Capricorn in a month from now, that can be where, if you haven't wrapped up any loose ends, or if you don't have a plan in place, you might feel a little bit of sense of panic. Right? Because we've got, at that lunation, we've got Saturn in retrograde, and we've got that aneretic degree of 29 degrees, right? So it's like, oh my God, I got to get this done, or oh my God, I got to get this started. So this can be where you kind of panic a little bit. So this particular full moon here in June is going to be a lot calmer, a little bit more stable, and a little bit more down to earth. So the time is now, my friends, all right, whatever changes that you want to make. But this can be a very career-focused full moon for you as well. Saturn, Capricorn energies coming in. So this can be where you're focusing on your status, your reputation, your career path. You might be having some professional achievements right now, or maybe you're taking stock of what you have done. And especially if you're looking to make some more money, change jobs, anything like that, this can be where you're really being honest with yourself and revamping your resume, selling yourself just a little bit. So this can be where you can really get your point across and really sell yourself, right? Not lying, okay? Not by lying, but really honestly selling yourself in a positive way. And especially if you're not necessarily comfortable with that, right? This can be where, you kind of just buckle up a little bit and you're like, I got to do this, right? I got to speak up and stand up for myself. Take the lead, take authority, and regain structure and stability in your world. And this comes via the form of long-term goals and about being disciplined, right? Knowing what you want and knowing that you can go and achieve it. So we've got some very powerful energies going on. I will also mention we do have a square to Neptune, going on at the same time as this full moon. So, and when we have a square to Neptune, Neptune energy can be a little bit, how should we say, a little bit tricky sometimes. It's very psychic in its energy, right? Neptune does represent your dreams. And it does bring about a little bit of mystic energy. It brings about some healing energy, really shows your imagination and things like that. But it can have us in a fantasy world. A square to Neptune can be a little bit of a challenge for us to turn our dreams into reality. But this is a good energy to embrace with the full moon to do just that. But it may be in the next month, you're really trying to get your feet on the ground and get into reality and say, okay, I have a vision, I've got a dream. What do I need to do to bring this into my reality, right? And, this can represent a little bit of a challenge when we do have a square, because think of something squaring off, right? It's like, ugh. So it can be a little bit of a challenge there, but there could be a little bit of confusion or doubt that crops up within you there as well. But this really does, really just mean that we do need to take that extra step back and kind of assess something, make sure that we got a solid plan for whatever we want to do, write something down. It doesn't have to be extremely detailed or just an outline of something, right? And this can really help us, give us the framework of bringing our dreams into reality. So yeah, so we do have that square to Neptune, so that can bring in a little bit of a challenge. But nothing that you can't handle, nothing that you can't go through. So on that note, guys, we're going to move on to each energy, each sign. Thank you very much. A little bit of tongue twisting there. But we're going to put all the timestamps down below. So if you want to skip ahead, skip around, watch your sun, moon, and rising. You may also want to watch your Venus, since Venus is in Cancer, bringing us some beautiful aspects at the time of this moon. Might give you some deeper insights there for yourself. But we're going to start off with Aries down below and go on from there. We're going to pull out some cards and see what is being activated and highlighted for you at this lunation. I hope you all have a wonderful full moon. Make sure that you do work with the energy in some way, whether it's going outside, getting grounded. Maybe you get a camp chair and a cup of coffee and sit there and stare up at the full moon. Maybe you make some moon water. This is a good moon to make some moon water with. You can do things like that, and you can also, of course, burn something away or let something go at this full moon as well. So I thank you guys for watching. Good luck in this full moon, and we're going to get down into it down below. Hello there, Aries, and welcome to your full moon in Capricorn reading. This is going to be occurring in your 10th astrological house, which is ruled by Saturn and Capricorn. Next month's full moon will also be in the same house, and you've got Saturn in your 12th house. So you could have some accomplishments in your career, in your money sector. You may be getting recognized for something that you have done, something that you've accomplished. This can be a really, really positive energy for your career path, for your earning potential if you want to change jobs, if you're looking for a promotion or you are trying to get yourself a raise. This can all come up for you now in this energy. The 10th house energy does also have a focus on, yes, your public image, not just in your career, but quite often your career. You could get recognized for something. You could get honored. You could get a bonus. You could get a raise. This all also has to do with your sphere of influence, how much influence you have, not just on yourself, but also on situations and people around you. And so this can be really positive. You've got a positive influence on people, and this can help you to make some changes or to find something new. The 10th house also does have to do with your dominant parent, and because there's a healing energy that does come in with this moon, Saturn in your 12th can be that you maybe gain some wisdom and understanding about something to do with a parent, especially a dominant parent. So whoever was like the head of your household, or who you looked at as the head of your house, can be your mother, your father, your grandparents, your uncle, whatever it happens to be, right? And this can be where, if there's been, some issues, this can be where you get some healing, right? Because that 12th house Saturn, right? This can be bringing you in some wisdom or some understanding. And, I will say as well, there could be some secret that comes to light as well. The 12th house energy can bring about secrets. There can be like some sort of ending as well, and this can just be the end of a battle, the end of a fight. This can be where you're reflecting on your belief systems around your money, your career path, that kind of thing, and you're putting something to rest, right? And you're moving on, like you might be clearing the air about something, or this is something you recognize in yourself that you've been holding on to, and you're like, I gotta let this go, right? 12th house energy can very much be about letting it go. Okay, but you could be at the end of a karmic cycle for yourself here as well, and you could be feeling as though a weight has been lifted off of your shoulders. We have wish coming out here for you guys, all right? So some of you, yes, you could very much have your wishes and your goals and your dreams coming true right now. This is also showing you that this can be a very positive full moon to set some intentions. Now, normally we look at a new moon as setting new intentions and new goals, but because of the energy that we've got with this full moon, especially with Saturn being direct, which can be long-term stuff, right? This can be an actually quite positive full moon to do some manifestation work, to set those intentions, to embrace the law of attraction and make that wish. And because you just never know what may activate, what may come in here for you. So dream big, wish big. And of course, we do have Neptune at play here with this full moon as well. And yes, it's squaring. However, Neptune does represent your dreams, your visions, right? So this can be something where you can really embrace the energy to make your wishes and your dreams come true. We've got 9 of coins. Oh, I love that. The 3 of cups and the Ace of Wands. Wow. Whether you are setting intentions to manifest something or whether you've got something coming to fruition for you guys, this is exciting, right? The 9 of coins represents an energy of, accomplishment. It's one of finishing a project, finishing a cycle, whatever it happens to be. And this is one where I'm successful, I'm abundant, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great, right? I've tamed my fears, I've tamed my anxieties, and I am standing strong in my personal power. The 9 of coins can bring in an element of luxury, right? This is where, I'm feeling flush with cash, I'm feeling abundant, and I'm going to treat myself to something. So with the 3 of cups showing up here and the Ace of Wands, congratulations on your new job. Congratulations on your bonus, your raise, your promotion. Congratulations on, something new entering your life, or a new way of doing something on your life. Congratulations on finishing that project that you've been working on, okay? Or maybe you've been chosen to lead a project, because the 3 of cups certainly does bring in some celebratory energy, but it also brings in people, right? It's very social energy here as well. So it may be that you're put in charge, right, in the lead of a new project, and you might get to hand select your group of people that you get to work with, right? Or you could just very simply have something to celebrate, and you're going out and you're like, oh my goodness, I need some people around me to celebrate with. And 3 of cups, call up a couple of friends, you go and have a toast at happy hour. But the Ace of Wands speaks to feeling inspired, following your passion and your goals. This does represent something new that can be coming into your life. The door is open, okay? The portal is open for your wishes, your dreams. And of course, with the Aces of Wands, aces do bring about a little bit of luck, which is something that we could all use. But the aces are also gifts from the universe, and usually as a result of the intentions that you've set. So, but they are a seed of something new. So they start small, but they can lead you to great things. So whatever you've got going on, there is some fantastic energies coming in here. But the Ace of Wands reminds you that yes, there may be things manifesting in your world, there might be doors opening for you, but it's up to you to seize the opportunity, to seize the moment, and to grab the bull by the horns, if you will, and go for it. This is very much a go for it kind of energy, right? So everything is aligning for you to make your wishes come true, no matter how big and no matter how small, but it does require action on your part. But I do feel with the 9 of coins, you are feeling really confident in this energy. I think that even if you are feeling a little bit hesitant or afraid, right, this is where you're like, you know what, I'm not going to let my fears hold me back. I'm just going to believe in myself and move forward. This can be a really great energy for you guys. So having said all that, Aries, I'm going to leave that there for you. Good luck in this full moon, and we'll move on to Taurus. Hello there, Taurus, and welcome to your full moon in Capricorn reading. You're going to experience this in your 9th astrological house, ruled by Jupiter, bringing you in some Sagittarian energy here for you guys to flavor this lunation. So this can be a time when you're expanding your horizons, where you're gaining more wisdom, knowledge. Maybe you want to learn something, or you're recognizing some lessons that you have learned. The 9th house does have to do with your beliefs, your belief systems, your belief in yourself, maybe your belief in the fact that you can achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. You might be having some big ideas at this lunation as well, right? And it's like, I've got this idea. Now, how do I make it happen, right? How do I turn my vision into a reality? So this can be where you are really inclined to write some things down, because the 9th house can have to do with publishing, and publishing can represent maybe if you've got a dusty manuscript that you finished and it's been sitting in your drawer, maybe now you get the courage to send it off, or maybe even you find a way to self-publish, right? If you are, setting some goals, maybe you finally start a journal, or maybe you start a new journal and you document, document the things that you want to accomplish. Maybe you put a timeline on there, maybe you don't, right? But you could be taking a very practical approach at making something happen for yourself. But of course, you could have something blossoming. Jupiter brings you some really good luck. Jupiter brings expansion, growth, and abundance into your world with the 9th house. But this also does have to do with your belief systems as well. And with the full moon, you could be shifting in what you believe, or you could be trying to figure out how to blend old belief systems and the things that you were taught as you were growing up, but you can be figuring out ways to blend them with, with some new things that you've learned, right? And this can be where maybe you are making some changes or letting something go that you've previously believed in. So it can bring you a little bit of freedom. Jupiter can bring you freedom with things, right? But it's also about the higher mind and about travel. So you could be enrolling in school. Some of you could be graduating. Congratulations. Maybe you want to take a little bit of a quick course, or if you want to travel, maybe there's a learning element to your travel and adventure. This can be where maybe you go and travel around Europe somewhere, and part of your travel isn't just sitting at the beach in an all-inclusive resort drinking your week away. Maybe it's you're going to go and explore some castles, or some ancient buildings and things like that. Or maybe you're going to go and see like energetically charged places and things, right? So it's like travel with a bit of a purpose, and you maybe learn something about a culture or about some history at the same time, right? Never a bad thing. It always makes your vacation a little bit more interesting, or try some different foods from around the world. Maybe get really adventurous, because that Jupiter energy brings in some adventure as well. Saturn is in your 11th house, which which can be really wonderful for social groups, networking, and also is known as your house of wishes and goals and dreams. So again, you could have something coming true for you that you've previously wanted, or you're figuring out what it is you want and you're making a wish. And the potential for this to come true is very much amplified. We have light energy coming in here for you. And the thing is that, for out of the darkness comes light, right? There's always these cycles in our life. Sometimes we're kept in the dark and, we can't see something. And then all of a sudden the sun starts to come out and we start to get clarity and we can start to see what it is we previously couldn't. So this can be where something is coming to light for you at this full moon. This can be, the birth of a big idea for you. This can be where maybe if you've been looking for some answers, this can be where you gain wisdom, right? It's like, aha, I see that. When we shine a light on something, we chase away the shadows, we chase away the confusion, and we bring in some clarity, all right? This can also be you embracing the light. Embracing spirit, and of course your ninth house, very faith-based kind of energy, spirituality, religion, that kind of stuff. And so this can be where maybe you are, kind of seeing other possibilities. You're getting enlightened in this energy. But remember, the light is coming in, chasing away the shadows, chasing away the darkness, chasing away the doubts and the fears, and maybe even illuminating your path forward. Really embracing some meditation at this full moon if you can, even if it's only for a few minutes, because you could be getting some messages, some spiritual downloads, some clarity, or maybe just some guidance or something at this time, something activating for you in your spiritual world. Got the King of Wands. King of Wands is very fiery and loves a little bit of adventure. The Ace of Swords and the Sun. There's your light. There is some sort of illumination coming in here for you guys, okay? Now, the King of Wands, this can be your energy. You're feeling confident, you're feeling vibrant, you're feeling inspired. The King of Wands loves to get things done and also loves a sense of adventure and fun and excitement. But the Kings are all always a maturation of energy and also of leadership and success and mastery. So this can be where you are maybe willing to take a risk in some way, willing to venture into paths unknown, or you're just feeling a lot more confident in yourself to make some changes, to start something new, or to maybe even stand up for yourself in some way. But with the Ace of Swords coming in here with the Sun, major epiphany for you guys. Okay, there's that light energy there. Pay attention to your dreams, signs, symbols, synchronicities all around you. Just be open and aware of all forms of communication. And because this has to do with publishing, like we said, and journaling and writing things down, this can be where you're really getting some interesting energy flowing through you, and you're going to maybe want to carry a notepad or have a piece of paper beside your bed, or maybe sit down with a notebook and just channel some energies, channel some messages, because you could be finding at this particular lunation that maybe your ability to write things down and create a story is very much heightened. So it's very interesting energy that's there. So make sure that you do, because we do quite often get inspiration from different places, and also, at weird times, right? So, have your notepad app on your phone or something right there in front of you at the touch of a button, so you can quickly jot something down, create a voice note, that kind of thing, or traditional pen to paper, which is how I like to do things because I remember it a little bit better. But anyway, so yeah, something there, some sort of download, some sort of information may come in. And again, you may just be feeling inspired to start some writing or creative writing or that journal, right? Whatever it happens to be. But the aces do bring about a big yes. The Sun is a big yes. So yes, you could be getting something can be coming to fruition at this full moon, something that you wanted, something that you've wished for, something that you've been dreaming about. This can also represent you setting intentions for something new or to make some improvements in your life. Some of you could potentially be traveling here as well. King of Wands loves a sense of adventure and loves to go explore new places. And with the Ace of Swords, this is showing that you're open to new ideas, to new conversations. Some of you could potentially be meeting new people with that King of Wands. It can be someone very exciting, someone that maybe shares in a passion or a goal or a dream that you have. The King of Wands can't just be your energy. It can also be somebody in your life. And so you could be talking to somebody in your life, and this is a really positive outcome or a positive communication here. And it could be that something can be changing in a friendship or a romantic relationship or a business partnership here, or you're meeting someone new for some of those areas. So it can be really wonderful. You can also be connecting with people who share your interests and your goals, right? And these can be really enlightening conversations that you have with people helping people, and swapping stories, swapping ideas. But the sun sheds a beautiful energy and a beautiful light on your whole reading. It does bring success, abundance, growth. Without the sun, nothing can grow, right? This can bring clarity. Of course, we've got a lot of clarity coming in. This can bring in something super positive, but the sun also brings in happiness and joy and fun. So this can be where you may get an invitation, or you're making plans to go out and do something fun, maybe even explore the world, right, in some way. But whatever it is, super positive energy is coming in there for you. With that, Taurus, I'm going to leave that there. Good luck in this full moon. Don't forget to work with the energy of it, because this can really be good for you guys, all right? So I thank you guys, and we're going to move on to Gemini. Hello there, Gemini, and welcome to your full moon in Capricorn reading. This is occurring in your 8th house of productivity. This is your 8th house of transformation, where something that you've been working on can really benefit you. The 8th house here can have to do with some money, specifically shared assets, joint finances, loans, and potential inheritances as well. So something could be handed down to you. The 8th house does carry a little bit of mystery with it as well, so you could get a little bit of surprise. However, the 8th house does bring about change and transformation. So because of the hard work you've done, or the intentions you set, or the choices that you've made, this can be where, you do have something that is transforming for the better. It may require you bringing an end to something as well. This is where we have births and deaths. This is where we do have a focus on our shared joint finances. Loans as well are highlighted with this particular house, and money in general, and also things that are hidden. So this can be where you get some surprise money coming in. This can be where maybe you've been waiting for something like a will to be read or something like that, and you could get a surprise. Maybe you get left a little bit more than what you originally thought you could get. With the full moon energy, you could be getting an answer on a loan, or potentially even paying off a loan. So this can be quite interesting. You could have something shifting in a relationship or in a business venture, and this is where your money can potentially increase at this time. We have Saturn in your 10th house, which is also incredibly positive for your money, for your career, your reputation. So we got some super positive stuff going on. So for some of you, there's things coming to fruition. You're going to see and feel those shifts. You probably already know what they are. It's probably not that much of a surprise. And for others of you, there could be some surprises, and there could be something new coming in. But this 8th house energy is going to be with us this full moon and the next full moon in July in Capricorn also. But this is the one where we really want to focus our energy on. This is the most favorable one, and this can be one where we can really gain some traction and get some really positive results. We have wish here for you guys. So this can certainly represent that you're getting what you wished for. And so again, something may come to fruition for you. You may just get a yes to something that you've been asking about or working on, especially loans. Maybe you've been saving up for like a mortgage, you're buying your first house, that kind of thing. Remember, we got Venus in the sign of Cancer, and this can be a focus on your home, your family, and this can bring expansion and growth and changes for you guys. So if you've been wanting to buy a home or maybe move to a different location, this can be where you do get the answers in relation to that. Some of you could have your wish and maybe you're like, oh my God, I'm so happy I just paid off my loan. So you can be making those final loan payments, and those can bring you a little bit of freedom. And it's like, oh, now I have a little bit extra cash to play with. But this also does show your potential to harness the energy of this full moon and set intentions and make a wish. And as I said earlier, this normally at full moons aren't really the time that we set intentions. Practice the law of attraction. It's not that it's like, taboo or anything like that. It's just full moon energy tends to be supercharged and tends to be highly emotional, right? And full moons typically bring a cycle to completion, right? But we can also be setting intentions to make changes, to finish and close out a chapter and open a new one. So but with this energy that we've got with this full moon, this is a perfect time to set some goals and dreams and, make a wish, if you will. So it's beautiful energy of wish fulfillment, of attracting what you want, of really having your words hit home, right? You make sure you are very clear in what you want to attract towards you and state that out loud to the universe. And then let it go, right? Remember, let it go, and it will likely come to fruition for you. But keep an open mind, keep an open heart though, because you're gonna have to take action. There's a wonderful energy, a little bit of mystical, magical, maybe some surprise headed your way. We've got the Knight of Coins. We like the Knight of Coins, and especially with what this is falling into here, we've got the Queen of Cups, and we have the Eight of Cups. So the Knight of Coins, I mean, this is great energy, right? The Knight of Coins can bring you money, can bring you job opportunities, financial opportunities, invitations, job offers, an increase in pay. It can bring you bonuses. It can bring you inheritances, something unexpected. So someone could be bringing something to you or bringing you some sort of news or message about money, and that's very positive, going to make you very happy. Queen of Cups, be ready to receive it. Queen of Cups, okay? But with the Eight of Cups here, this can be something that moves you towards your wishes and your goals and your dreams, but this can also be something where in order to follow this path and make your wishes come true, you may potentially need to let something go, leave something behind, walk away from something. And we quite often do have those things anyway, right? We're leaving something behind because there's something better that we're moving towards. And so this can be really wonderful for you. If you've been feeling a little bit lackluster, the Eight of Cups, right? We're not quite feeling all the feels there. There can be a different path and a new way forward opening up for you. Okay, you could be recognizing that this can be your time to shine and to make some really bold moves to change your situation. If you're not happy, you're not feeling fulfilled, you are recognizing your personal power, Knight of Coins, to take action and to follow your dreams, your goals, and make something happen for yourself. But the Knight of Coins is an energy of patience. It is one of paying attention to the details and also taking one step at a time. Taking your time to make sure that you've got all of your ducks in a row, that you've got all of the answers that you need. And when we have the Knight of Coins is always successful, but quite often very slow. And it's slow for a reason, right? To give you time to, read fine print and, make sure that you're making the right decisions, absorb information, all of that kind of thing. So it may be that your patience has paid off for you here. This can also be a reminder that when you're setting your intentions, set them with some emotion, set them from the heart. How do you feel, right? If you're going to set some intentions to, pay off your mortgage or to buy a new house, how does that feel? Queen of Cups. Get in touch with your emotions, because this really does help move your manifestations along, because you're feeling the energy, right? It just gives you a huge boost. But we do need to be patient and open on our path to manifesting our wishes, goals, and dreams. But there can be some wonderful things going on for you here. The Queen of Cups also does bring in an energy of being connected with the universe, can bring in some intuition, some psychic gifts here as well. But it can also be one of love and of joy, enjoying yourself, enjoying your life. You could have some very happy vibes coming in here. You could have a higher level of commitment with another person. The Queen of Cups can be another person in your life, someone who is a friend, a romantic partner, a family member, that kind of thing, right? So you can have some very positive transactions going on with them. And this can be where you are joining your finances with another person also, especially if you've got a business partnership or a romantic relationship that is going up to the next level. Maybe you're moving in together or getting married, that kind of thing. And you may be blending your money, right? Eighth house energy can be joint finances, right? So you could be joining forces, joining bank accounts with somebody to have more buying power or to get more stability, right? This can be really quite positive, really quite wonderful. Or this can be a person that can really help you out in some way, right? So whether the Queen of Cups is your energy or someone else, it is positive. But we do have the Eight of Cups about letting things go, walking away. This can also be movement, right? The Eight of Cups is a transitional card, right? Moving out of one situation, not quite into another. So whether you are leaving something behind to follow your wishes and goals, or whether you've got something going on that's transpiring that moves you, nudges you closer to where you want to be. It can be the Eight of Cups can be a challenging card, but I typically see it as a little bit more positive, because sometimes we do need to break away from something to find our happiness and to find our bliss, right? And it takes a little bit of courage, and sometimes it's, a long time coming. But the next card after the Eight of Cups is the Nine of Cups, which is getting what you want, making your wish come true, right? And sometimes we need to venture into no man's land or unknown territory to make that happen, or to find what it is that we want. So don't be afraid to make some changes and let something go, because our way forward going forward is always the best way. We don't want to go sideways. We don't want to go backwards, right? We always want to move forward. And in the eighth house, yes, this does bring about endings to some things for some people as well, right? But it brings you and opens you up to something better. Having said all of that there, I'm going to leave that there for you guys. Good luck in this full moon. I thank you for watching. We'll move on now to Cancer. Hello there, Cancer. Welcome to your full moon in Capricorn reading. Now, as one of the cardinal signs, you are likely going to experience a little bit more intense energies with this full moon, okay? And especially if you have any planetary placements between 1 or 0 and 3 degrees, especially any Capricorn placements in your birth chart, if you know it. But this lunation is happening in your 7th astrological house. So this is all about your relationships with people, with jobs, that kind of thing, right? So this is your romantic partnerships. This is your friendships, your business partnerships, right? Anything dealing with other people is going to be highlighted for you here at this time. Now, because we do have a full moon, some of you could be feeling as though something has run its course. So whether it's finishing up a contract, or whether you feel like you're done with a workplace situation and you're like, I gotta move forward, or maybe you gotta deal with something and bring something out in the open. Oh, thank you. That hasn't been discussed already, or that hasn't been dealt with. Now is the time to do that. This can be where you are feeling a shift in some of your relationships here as well. Full moons, of course, can be that completion of a cycle. You're ready to move onwards, upwards. And so you could be deepening a bond, deepening a connection. You could be, partnering up with new people, or enhancing the connection or the commitment that you already have with someone in your life. So this can be really positive for you. This can be where you restore the balance and the equilibrium in a partnership also. Do you have a good balance between work and home? If you live with someone, do you share the responsibilities equally? And equality looks a little bit different for everybody. Do you share your bills equally? Do you share the chores equally, right? That kind of stuff. And so this can be where if something has been out of alignment, you can bring things back together. But yes, this can certainly deal with other people. Now, the 7th house is ruled by Venus, and we do have Venus in your sign right now. So this can be beautiful energy for starting new relationships, making new connections, right? All of that kind of stuff. Maybe you're even changing your beliefs around what a partnership means, what it looks like, or what a friendship may look like. Because we do have Saturn in your 9th house, and this can also bring you, different cultures. Maybe you travel and you meet someone new or forge new friendships while you're traveling. There might be people traveling to where you live and you're meeting out of town relatives, or, meeting new people that can become long-term friends. Saturn deals with long-term quite often, right? And so this can be really interesting for you. You could also be learning about the people in your life as well, or you're learning about what kind of connections you want in your life, right? So this can bring in new beginnings in relationships of all kinds. This can also bring endings, right? But it can also bring a really big boost to your partnerships at this time as well. New jobs, changing jobs, promotions, raises, that kind of thing. Some of you could be getting engaged, getting married, starting a family, moving in together, all that kind of stuff. Or maybe you're reconnecting, or spending more time with the people in your life whose company you enjoy, right? Your friends and that kind of thing. We have some beautiful luminous energy coming in here for you guys, and I love this, right? Luminous is, we've got a moth on that card, right? Moth to a flame. So this could be where there is some attraction energy coming in here for you, right? You're attracting the right people, the right situations, the right opportunities towards you. This can be where maybe people are, gravitating towards you because of this luminous energy that you put out, right? Like moth to a flame. It's like people are just flocking to you. If you are single looking for love, this is a really nice full moon for you guys, right? So you could potentially be getting yourself out there. You're letting go of your fears around love. Okay. We, quite often do have them. And maybe you're opening up the possibilities of finding someone new or welcoming new people into your life. But this is a beautiful energy. You're radiating some wonderful light. You might find things or people that you're attracted to as well, and you're just gravitating towards each other, right? So whether it's actually people or whether it's, business partnerships, right? That kind of thing can be a really positive energy that's coming in there. So let your light shine. Got the 7 of Cups, King of Wands, and we have the 10 of Swords and the 3 of Swords. And these two came out together. I was only going to get 3 cards, but those came out together. So the 7 of Cups can bring you in some options, a lot of possibilities. It brings your imagination, right? You're fantasizing about something, you're thinking about something, right? Or you have like a world of possibilities opening up to you. So the 7 of Cups can be a really positive card, right? It's like you got a lot of potential, right? A lot of different things that you can choose from, but there's always a little bit of a double-edged sword with the 7 of Cups, because sometimes we're looking at all of these cups that are right in front of us, right? We can choose this or this, we can choose this, we can choose this, but not everything is what we want, right? We can choose this, which is that victory wreath. Yay! We can get this one that's filled with riches and gold. We can choose this one, which is a poisonous snake, right? That's certainly not what we want, right? So sometimes when we get the 7 of Cups, it does come in with a little bit of an element of confusion, procrastination, or fear, right? It's like the world of possibilities opening up to me, but what if I make the wrong choice? It can bring in self-doubt, right? So one thing to remember when we do get the 7 of Cups is, number one, if there's something you've been dreaming about, fantasizing about, it's time to get out of your head, time to get out of your fantasy land and make something happen. The King of Wands, make something happen for yourself. Okay. And that's also what Saturn does in this full moon, right? Because remember, we do have a square to Neptune, and what card to better represent a square to Neptune than the 7 of Cups? Confusion, fears, doubts, procrastination, all of these wonderful things, living in a fantasy rather than reality, right? So get it real, okay? Bring things into your reality. If there's something you're dreaming about, something you really do desire, the King of Wands says you can make it happen, but you got to get moving. You got to get going. You got to stand up for what you want. You got to follow your passion, your inspiration, right? But playing out a fantasy in your head while daydreaming can be a wonderful thing, right? It's like a movie playing in our head. We can have some great daydreams, right? But if there's something that you think that you can accomplish, then now is the time to do it. Sometimes we do waffle a little bit. Seven of Cups, King of Wands, because you could be in this energy, especially in a relationship or a business setting, right? You could be kind of looking at the possibilities that exist within your current situation, but also external from it. And with the King of Wands, this can be your energy, right? You're feeling confident, you're taking the lead, right? You're, you can be successful, but where do you see your success? Is it where you are right now, or does it require letting something go? And it's a difficult choice. We do have the Ten of Swords coming here, which can be an ending, but it's something that is difficult. It's difficult to choose, or it's difficult to make a decision. It's difficult to let things go. The Three of Swords, right, is where we have disappointment, sadness, a sense of loss, especially if there's something coming to an end, just like the Ten of Swords. And remember, the full moon energy can certainly bring an end to things, right? It's like, this is done. And so you could potentially have a relationship that comes to an end, or that needs to come to an end, because Seven of Cups, maybe because you're dreaming about a different kind of life, it's not what you want right now, and it's really challenging and difficult to come to that conclusion or have that conversation. This can be an energy where you may be able to level up a situation and make it better, but first you got to get things out in the open, right? You got to talk about, you got to illuminate something, right? And you got to discuss it, and then you have to be willing to let it go, right? So clean the slate, clean the page, tune over a new chapter. So, because there is healing energy that does come in with full moons, right? So you could be having a challenging conversation, but it's to clear the air, it's to put an end to something, and it's to make something better. One thing to remember with the Ten of Swords, the Three of Swords, this can be a cleansing and a purging, but it's also a reminder here that not everything is always going to go our way. Not everything is always going to work out the way that we want it to work out. And we do quite often have hiccups and snafus in every little area of our life sometimes, right? And so we can temporarily feel a sense of loss or sadness or disappointment. But remember, King of Wands, we have the power to change. We have the power to fix something, right? But we need to get it out in the open and not leave things bottled up. It's always feels like it's darkest just before the dawn, and the Ten of Swords reminds us of that. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. There's always a way forward. It just depends, especially when we're dealing with relationship-y stuff, right? Relationship to your job, to your money, to your people, right? To you. It's sometimes to follow the light, right? That luminous energy, to follow the light. Sometimes we need to leave something in our path, right? In our past, and we need to let something go. So this can be where you are really making a conscious effort here to make some change, to improve a situation, to heal something, or to just kind of face your fears and get started on something here, the King of Wands, right? See something through to completion or get something off the ground, right? Because you can have some success with the King of Wands here. But yes, there could also be a person that is playing a role in your life. The King of Wands can be a person, someone who, typically can be quite motivating and quite fun to be around, quite adventurous. This can be, someone who is an entrepreneur. Maybe you have the potential to become an entrepreneur. This can be a business partner. And maybe there's a little bit of fears around partnering up with someone in business, because perhaps here, Ten of Swords, Three of Swords, perhaps here that at some point in the past, maybe you have your doubts about this person, or you have doubts about trusting in another person with your money or with your business and your career path anyway. So this could be something that you need to work through. right? And it's like you have to trust yourself. Is this the right choice? If it feels good, leave your doubts and your fears and your worries behind, right? Not the easiest thing to do, but we can look forward in a more positive aspect. But this can be someone that you are partnered up with. You could have a leveling up in something here, but you could also have some changes going on in some relationships, whether you're, taking something to the next level, leaving some challenges behind and hoping for a better tomorrow, or there could potentially be some breakups that are coming here as well. But again, it's because you're not fulfilled right now and you're not getting what it is that you want out of a relationship. And sometimes relationships aren't meant to last for a long time, whether they're romantic or friends or money, whatever it happens to be. So this could be something that you're working through, but you see the light, right? Things are becoming clearer for you. And so if you need to take your time, right? But chances are you already know what the answers are. And so you can use the power of this moon to attract what you want, to let go, to heal, or to take something up to the next level and up your game. I'm going to leave that there for you guys. Hope there was something there for you, but good luck in this full moon. We're going to move on now to Leo. Hello there, Leo, and welcome to your full moon in Capricorn reading. You are experiencing this in your 6th astrological house, all about your health, happiness, your well-being, your daily routines, patterns, habits, behaviors. Your pets even as well are in this area here. So you may be a little bit more focused on your health in some way with this lunation. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual health, right? And maybe you're looking to make some changes into how you deal with your day-to-day life, right? It's a little bit of a mixed bag when we get the 6th house energy, but it can bring about some healing, which is awesome. And if you've been feeling like, you've been feeling like a slug, or you've been feeling like you've been off in some way, this is a really good time to maybe go and get a checkup, go to the doctor. This can be a really good time when maybe you're kicking bad habits, right? Maybe you want to get more physically active. Maybe you want to lose some weight. It's also a good time to not just take yourself for a checkup, take your pet for a checkup there as well. Always a good idea. So full moons can remind us of these kind of things, right? Especially if we've been putting something off. But this can be where you are making some better life choices for yourself, better daily habits. And with Saturn here really giving you support for your long-term goals, this is where, if you've been trying to make some positive changes in your life and you keep falling off the bandwagon, and you're kicking yourself a little bit, the energy of Saturn coming in here with this full moon can really, really, really help you get things back on track for the long term, right? So use that energy to your advantage. But yes, full moons, you could be done with a certain pattern, habit, behavior, goodbye, and we're bringing in some newer way of doing things. By the same token, you could be reflecting on how far you've come in the last 6 months. And you could be like, I'm actually feeling really good. I'm feeling like I've accomplished something. Maybe you're not quite where you want to be, right? But you're seeing the results of whatever it is that you've been working on. And if you've been trying to get more physically active, maybe all of a sudden you're like, when I first started, I could barely walk 3 blocks, and now I'm, running 4 miles a day, that kind of thing, right? Or, before I could only lift the free weights of 5 pounds, and now I'm all the way up to 30, that kind of thing. You're looking at how much weight you've lost on the scale, or, you're looking at your daily spiritual habits, right? And maybe you're, have come a long way in that path, right? So you could be really recognizing all of your accomplishments, right? And you're feeling good at this full moon. So this can be really great for you guys. All right. So with Saturn is in your 8th house. And so if you are looking to put an end to a pattern, something in your daily routines, if you're looking to put an end to that, Saturn in your 8th house is a perfect place for it to be. And same thing if you're looking to start something new and turn over a new leaf. Saturn in the 8th house, because the 8th house brings Pluto energy, brings personal power back to you. And it also has to do with births and deaths, endings and new beginnings, change, transformation, evolution, growth, and all these things, but also believing in yourself and standing in your personal power. So this can be a great time for you to turn that page. So use this energy to your advantage. But again, some of you may be getting a new pet or something like that there as well. But health, happiness, well-being of yourself and others or your pets, excuse me, is where our focus is here. We have unity coming in here for you guys, and this is wonderful energy. This is about things coming together. It can be about people coming together, but it can also be about energy and forces coming together and things lining up for you. So this again can be where the stars are aligning for you. The energy is aligning for you to make the changes or, figure out what you want to accomplish, right? It's like all of this energy is very supportive of you. So, everything coming together. Unity also can, of course, represent like a group of people. So for some of you, part of your path to feeling better about yourself or to losing weight or to, establish better day-to-day habits can involve other people. So if you want to get physically active, maybe walking around the block by yourself is not your cup of tea. Maybe you would rather, Unity card, all these little witches dancing in a circle, maybe you'd rather join a group activity and have fun while you're getting in shape or losing weight, right? And this can be where maybe you join a Zumba class or a running group or a yoga class, right? Whatever that looks like to you. This can be getting together with other people can maybe give you some extra motivation that you may need. This can also be about getting together with other groups of people that have the same beliefs as you or have the same goals as you, right? So like a weight loss group or maybe a spiritual group of some kind, right? Whatever you've got going on in your day-to-day. Maybe you're making new community connections here, right? Your day-to-day responsibilities here as well, because your service to others and helpfulness also comes in here. So people helping people. So you could be forging connections with community groups where maybe you can help other people, but they can also be a support system for you in some way. And like if you're a single parent, maybe you join like a mommy and me group or a daddy and me group or something like that. So if you have spare time, maybe you give someone some free babysitting, but then they also reciprocate that, right? So it can be a very supportive community that you may be joining or even starting, right? But unity, things and people coming together. We've got the Knight of Wands there for you. Love the Knight of Wands. You could be getting some really good news. The Nine of Coins. Ooh, very lovely. And we've got the King of Wands. Look at this. Number one, the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands can be you and your energy. Taking charge, taking the lead, starting something, doing something, forging ahead with something. You're confident, Nine of Coins, that you will achieve what you set out to accomplish. And the King of Wands here, you are very much taking the lead and being the key player in your own story. And you know that you are going to get to where you want to go. You know you're going to accomplish what you need to accomplish. So this is an awesome energy of believing in yourself, being confident in achieving all of your goals and your dreams. This can also be a reflective energy, right? You're in this King energy and you're reflecting on your journey and how far you've been, on the changes that you've been making in your life so far. And this is where you're like, you know what? I feel really good. I'm feeling like I've accomplished something. I'm feeling like I've hit some sort of milestone. I've had a breakthrough here and I'm going to keep on going. Nothing's going to keep me back at all. It's a very fiery energy. And, it's knowing what you want and going for it, right? And knowing that you will achieve it. The Nine of Coins can certainly bring in an energy of independence, a sense of accomplishment, a sense of achievement. It can also potentially bring in some money. So maybe some of you are looking at your spending habits, right? All these things fall into our day-to-day, right? So maybe you're looking at your spending habits, or perhaps you've been making some changes or you want to make some changes for a better job so you can have more money and you have more time maybe to do the things that you love, or you've got more money coming in, so you don't have to worry about money as much, right? So you can have some really great things opening up for you, or something is coming to fruition for you at this moon. But the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands can also represent people. And this can be helpful people on your journey. And this can be people that you, right, coming together. And this can be people that can help you. This can be people that maybe can inspire you in some way. But you could also be a source of inspiration to them, right? So these people are exciting. They're very fun-loving and very energetic. Right. And so this can be a really fun group of people, potentially, that you can partner up with, and that you can, maybe they hold you accountable, but you hold them accountable as well. Right. So great partnerships can be formed there. People helping people again. So success, abundance, you may even have the opportunity here in this energy to, maybe you've been putting some money aside, and now you're going to treat yourself to something that you've wanted because you've been very disciplined with your money. And that's part of your day-to-day habits as well. So this can be where you treat yourself to something nice, or you know that you have to be more disciplined with your money and not waste it away, because you might be saving up for something exciting, and you know that you are going to, I'm going to succeed. I'm going to put this much money away every single paycheck, because I need to get this thing, or I need to save up for a down payment for something, right? So it's really positive energy for doing that as well, and believing that you can achieve it. I'm going to leave that there for you guys. Good luck in this full moon. Thank you for watching. We're going to move on now to Virgo. Hello there, Virgo, and welcome to your full moon in Capricorn reading. So this can be a really fun full moon for you guys. All right, it's happening in your 5th house, ruled by the sun, and this brings in romance, love affairs, creativity, hobbies, the things that bring you pleasure, the things that bring you joy in your life and happiness, and put a smile on your face. You might be feeling like you need to make some changes to have more fun in your life. Some of you are, if you've been, learning something like a musical instrument, or maybe you've been learning how to draw, be an artist, that kind of thing. This can be where you kind of look back a little bit and see how far you've come and you're feeling good. This can also be where you're clearing space and time to have more fun and do more fun things in your life. This can be where you get together with people. The romance energy that comes in with the 5th house can represent, if you're single, maybe this is when the skies are opening up for you and you can meet new connections, new romantic love interests. This can be where you rekindle a spark in a current romantic interest here as well. But the energy of love also is about doing the things you love, having fun, and finding pleasure and joy in your day-to-day. Now, we do have, of course, the energy of Saturn coming in here. And Saturn is in your 7th house, and your 7th house has to do with other people and your relationships with other people. So this is your friends, your romantic partners, your business partnerships, right? All of those kind of things, contracts. So some of you could have a lot of love and romance blossoming in your life, and you could be potentially entering into a higher level of commitment with a romantic partner. Some of you could be forging business partnerships. Now, this can be an entrepreneurial energy, right? Maybe where maybe you own your own business and you have a business partner. You could be making sure in this energy that you write up a business contract properly so that there's no surprises down the road. This can be where, of course, if you're single, you meet new love, right? That kind of thing. If you are in a romantic partnership, again, could be getting engaged, starting a family, that kind of thing. But you could also just be really taking things easy at this full moon, and you're like, I just want more fun in my life. And so if you've been really working hard and you haven't had a lot of time on your hands, this can be where you are really creating some time for yourself and finding more balance in your life, right? Because life is not just all about work. We also do need to play sometimes. So it's a very jovial, very happy energy, but it may be people-y for you guys as well. We have mystical coming in here for you. So embrace the mystery and the magic that does come in with full moons. Sometimes full moons can bring surprises. So you could be getting a surprise of some kind at this full moon. But this is also a reminder to work with this lunation, work with this energy. It can be a really good energy here for this particular full moon to set some intentions for your wishes, your goals, your dreams, and to bring them into reality. Okay, Saturn brings things into reality. Yes, we've got Neptune. Yes, it's a square, but Neptune also does have to do with your dreams, right? What are you dreaming about? So whether you're starting something new or whether something's coming to fruition for you, there could be something here that is manifesting in your life in some way. Be open to the possibilities, be open to the potential, but work with the energy of this full moon. Great time for reflection, but great time for some spiritual practice as well. So make moon water, do some candle magic, burn things away that, always practice fire safety, but, we can write things down that we don't want. We can, burn them away with the full moon, right? Or go bury them somewhere away from your house, right? So there's a lot of different ways we can work with the full moon, but we can also just set some intentions to bring something to fruition for us. So work with the mystical and magical energies of this moon. But yes, there could be something hidden that may come to light for you. We've got the Fool, talk about having fun, and the Fool likes to have fun. Got the High Priestess, there's your mystical and magical energy coming in there as well. And we've got the Page of Swords. So this is a full moon. What a beautiful energy. This can be a full moon for you where, yes, with the Fool card, you're ready for something new, you're going out, you're having fun, you're hanging out with friends, you're trying new things. Maybe you're even trying to forge a brand new path for you. There's doors opening for you. The Page of Swords, right? Pages are always, pages do bring news and messages and communication, and the Page of Swords also brings about a little bit of a sense of wonder and open-mindedness as well. The Page of Swords is very curious energy, curious about, hey, I have this idea. What if I do this thing? Where will it take me? Where will it lead me? Right? Hey, there's this door that's slightly ajar. What happens if I open it and step through it? And when we've got the Fool here, the Fool also does bring a little bit of curiosity as well. It's like, well, let's go. Let's jump right in. Let's go. Right? And so in this energy, this is a little bit of a freeing energy because you're not so worried in this energy about whether you're going to pass or fail, whether you're going to succeed or fall flat on your face. It's like, let's just go do it. Let's just go try. Let's go. So you could be finding that you're a little bit more spontaneous at this full moon, right? But you may also be feeling that now is a good time to jump right into something. The Fool jumps right in, takes that leap of faith, is like, I don't know where this thing's going to lead me. It might just be fun and maybe nothing comes of it, but at least I've had a good time, right? The Page of Swords brings about this curious energy about trying something new, new ideas, different approach to things. But again, it can be, some very exciting news or opportunities opening up for you. It can be about you meeting new people, that kind of thing, right? Since it can bring in new energy. So you could be meeting somebody who is sharing your vibe. You could be meeting someone new. Maybe you've just got some lines of communication opening up for you here as well. Whatever it is, very exciting, very lighthearted energy, right? This is what a sigh of relief here, right? But we do have the High Priestess here as well, which can certainly show your connection with the moon and the hidden things that do come about with the full moon energies, right? So this is you tapping into your spiritual side, tapping into your inner magician. This is about you, doing a little bit of spiritual practice and spiritual work here. You could have some deep insights that come in. You get some spiritual downloads at this time. You could be unearthing some wisdom. And this can come in the form of your dreams or from other sign symbols, synchronicities. So the High Priestess shows your ability to tap into the mystical and magical energy that does come with this lunation. So it's awesome. And with the Page of Swords right beside that, right? Clarity, epiphany moments, messages from the beyond can certainly come into your world at this time. But the High Priestess does also really speak to our ability to make decisions for ourselves, right? Because it speaks to our inner wisdom. And with the Fool here, this is like, just trust your intuition. If you want to try something new, if you're not getting any red flags and you feel good about it, go for it. right? Get out there, meet new people, try new things, go out and have some fun, right? Whatever it looks like to you, trust your instincts and trust your intuition, all right? But I also do think here, because the High Priestess is a very quiet energy, very secretive energy, so it can be that you are keeping something a secret, or have been keeping something secret, and now you might announce something to the world, come out of the closet or something, if you will, right? It's like, I've been keeping my spiritual practice hidden. Hey, guess what? I'm a medium, or I've been doing this on the side, right? Something like that. This can be where maybe you've been looking for a new job, and the Fool card, right? You get a new job. You've been keeping it hidden. Now you make that announcement as well. So something, you could be revealing something. But this can also be where someone's revealing something to you. And we do have love and romance coming in here. The Page of Swords, pages bring messages, they bring news, and the Page of Swords also is a little bit of curious energy here as well. So it could be that someone's been quite curious about you. Maybe they've had their eye on you, and now could be the time when they come out and introduce themselves and maybe ask you out for a cup of coffee or something like that, right? Or maybe, someone finds you on Facebook or something. So the Page of Swords can be very linked to technology and your social media. And so someone could find you that way, right? And this can be a quite positive connection for you, whether it's friendship or romance, whatever it happens to be. But it can be someone new, perhaps, that you start talking to, or maybe someone that you used to know finds you again. They seek you out again. And it's like, oh, hey, how's it going? So you could get a little bit of a surprise at this full moon. We've got some great fun energy coming in here for you. So embrace that. Go try something different. Go try something new. And at the very least, go out and have some fun. I'm going to leave all that there for you guys. I thank you for watching. And we are moving on now to Libra. Hello there, Libra, and welcome to your full moon in Capricorn reading. This can be quite intense for you guys as a fellow cardinal sign to Capricorn. You might be feeling as though it's time to start something new, or maybe you need to let something go so that you have time to do something a little bit more interesting. This is happening in your 4th astrological house, ruled by the moon, brings in Cancerian energy. And remember, we do have Venus in the sign of Cancer. And Venus brings love and romance and beauty, and brings us resources, brings us creative energy as well. And so maybe you're beautifying your home. You could be remodeling, redecorating, maybe putting an addition onto your home. You could be moving where you live, going to a new neighborhood, upsizing, downsizing, all of these things around your home. But you could also have some things going on with people that you live with. So if you live with your family, right, Venus energy in the sign of Cancer, which is linked to the 4th house, can bring about some really positive energies for relationships, can help you to heal some relationships in there. But I will say at this lunation, you could potentially be blending families, adding to your family, or starting a new family. There could potentially be pregnancy announcement, whether it's you or maybe someone in your world or in your family. So this moon is very focused and very centered upon your foundation, your sense of stability, security, your home, where you live, your private life, if you will. This can also be where you connect with one of your parents or your siblings. Maybe you haven't seen them for a long time, and maybe now you're kind of trying to make some plans. You could have a potential family reunion, that kind of thing. But because the full moon is also about letting things go, you could be letting bygones be bygones. You could be finding forgiveness and healing energy, right? But you could potentially, depending on what your situation is, be cutting ties as well, right? And, we all know that just because people are family doesn't always mean we get along. And sometimes we do have toxic familial relationships. And so this can potentially be a full moon for you, where if a relationship is just not getting better or anything like that, you could potentially be going, cutting ties and just moving forward with your life, right? And not an easy decision, right? Of course, but it does happen sometimes, right? We do have Saturn in your 6th house at the time of this full moon, and the 6th house has to do with your health, happiness, well-being, okay, and also about your daily habits, routines, patterns, and also about your pets and things like that. So, you could be making some choices here that do have a positive influence on your health, happiness, and well-being, especially in your home, right? Who you live with and who you welcome into your life. You could be creating a sanctuary for yourself in your home, or potentially looking at moving to a better neighborhood and that kind of thing, right? So we do have some long-term goals that could be coming to fruition for you here, or that you are focusing on. So we have infinity, to infinity and beyond. All right, here we go. This is where you're recognizing your infinite potential. There are no limits with this energy. So there are so many possibilities here opening up for you with this full moon. Okay, this is a great time for you to set some intentions, to manifest some things into your life. Okay, and again, normally full moons are not necessarily where we do set intentions, although you can. But this can be a really good one for that, especially for long-term things, so you can harness the infinite abundance that the universe has to offer and attract things into your life, all right? But infinity is a beautiful energy. Recognize your infinite potential to live the life that you want, to make the changes that you want, to feel good and healthy and happy and safe and secure in your world. Sometimes we need to put in a lot of effort, and sometimes things just magically fall into place. We've got the 10 of coins, happy home, happy family, wonderful. We've got the 4 of coins, stability and security. And we've got the 5 of coins in reverse, potentially letting something go, seeing that there's a better way, making positive changes. And this does show that there is a potential for something to improve, or that by letting something go, life will improve here, okay? The 5 of coins does speak to lack energy, and now we've got infinite energy, right? The 5 of coins in the upright, right, can bring in loss, it can bring in lack, it can bring in some negative energy. But the 5 of coins in reverse, even though it's still a little bit of a challenging card, it is where things are improving, things are getting better, you're asking for help, you're finding a better way, right? You're opening the door to more possibilities, and you're thinking a lot more positive in this energy, which is great. So we've got the 10 of coins here, which does bring about infinite abundance. It does bring about stability and security, happiness, well-being in your home, in your family. It is a card of inheritance as well. So you could potentially, for some of you, you could potentially be getting something handed down to you. And maybe it's an opportunity to purchase your family home. Maybe it's some money coming in. Maybe one of your parents can co-sign a loan for you or something, give you a little bit of financial help in some way. But the 10 of coins can be something handed down to us, right? That helping hand that we all sometimes need in our world, right? But it does bring about success and some wonderful energy. The 4 of coins can certainly show stability and security. It shows a grounded energy, but it is an energy of building a good, strong, solid foundation, right? And recognizing the things that we value, the things that we treasure, the things that are positive for us, and also is where we kind of sometimes can recognize the things that we want to keep and the things that we want to let go of. But the 4 of coins can certainly show that you are taking practical measures to save for your future, to make sure that you stay stable in your home, in your family, in your career, that kind of thing. But we build a foundation, and we're trusting that there's more abundance to be had, and we're trusting in what we've created. But the 4 of coins also is just a little bit of a heads up here, because full moons can bring about some unexpected things as well, is that we sometimes need to be a little discerning with our money. We can be conservative with our money, but we also have to make sure that we're not being miserly either, right? So sometimes we need to recognize when we need to put some money in the bank for a rainy day for our future, and sometimes we need to open the purse strings a little bit, because we do need to enjoy life as well. And yes, I have a kitten paw that's reaching across my table here. She's climbing my leg, so I'll let her up here. But there is this need to maybe save for the future. and do some, do some a little bit of financial planning. But I think for the most part here, you got some wonderful energies that are opening up for you. So I'm going to leave all of that there, you guys. I thank you very much for watching. Good luck in this full moon. There's my cat. Good luck in this full moon. All right. And we're going to move on now to Scorpio. Hello there, Scorpio. You will be experiencing this full moon in Capricorn in your third astrological house. Now, this is ruled by Mercury, and so it's all about matters of the mind, matters of communication, your thoughts, your technology as well can come into play at this time. So a full moon can potentially bring the end of a life to one of your pieces of technology, a computer, a phone, that kind of thing, but to be replaced by something new, something that will have a more long-term benefit for your communication. So maybe you've been holding on to that old laptop or that old phone, and you haven't quite wanted to replace it because number one, it's pricey, and number two, it's just, this thing needs to last. I don't really feel like learning a new device. So, but that could very well be happening for you. But the third house does have to do with your neighborhoods, your social life, your perception about things. So you could be seeing something a little bit differently at this full moon. It could be a situation that's unfolding in your neighborhood, or maybe in your workplace, or maybe something that does have to do with your ways that you communicate with people, or ways that they communicate with you. And sometimes we can see the benefit in changing how we communicate a little bit. But the third house is a little bit of a mixed bag, right? So you could be finding yourself a little bit more social. You could potentially be finding that you are wanting to kind of make some changes who you're connected to, because this does have to do with your social life. So your social life could be ramping up a little bit, but you could also be kind of having a look and who do I spend my time with? Why do I spend my time with these people? So you could be really feeling a little bit more social, wanting to meet some more people, and you could again be kind of letting some connections go. You could be very much cleaning up your social calendar a little bit here, and you could also be cleaning up like your social media, like your friends list and stuff like that. You might be looking at, maybe you've got, 300, 400, 500 connections, and you're like, I don't even know who most of these people are. So you could be streamlining something in that way. But with your neighborhood, some of you could potentially be moving to a new neighborhood. You could also get new neighbors. So someone new can be coming in, and hopefully in this energy, you like them. That would be nice, right? So, we've got a lot of different things going on. Some of you could be potentially planning some sort of trip. The third house does bring in travel, but it's typically shorter trips. So think about hopping in a car for a weekend and, going and doing something spontaneous or something interesting, right? So this can all come about for you guys. And we do have Saturn in your fifth house of pleasure and joy and creativity. And so when we have Saturn there, it's like, Saturn does have a plan, right? Saturn wants you to set some goals, set some intentions, and make a plan. So this can be where you're kind of really thinking about, how can I have more fun in my life? How can I get more creative? And Saturn, Saturn is the energy of learning as well. So you could be potentially, kind of opening your mind to learning something new, and it's something that you would enjoy, right? So maybe you're going to take a cooking class, and you've been thinking about that, or a creative writing class, right? Gemini, writing energy, Mercury energy, third house, right? Writing the things down. So creative writing class or something, right? Or learn a musical instrument, something that is kind of creative, something that's fun, and something that's wonderful. Now, you could also potentially be in this energy talking about long-term plans with a significant other. If you're single, you have potential here of getting out, meeting new people. And if you're already partnered up with somebody, because the fifth house where Saturn is all about love and romance as well. So you could have a little spark of romance coming in here for you over the next few days or couple of weeks. And you could also be talking about long-term plans for the future. Where do we see our relationship going? What does this mean? And this can actually help you form stronger ties with your significant other, but granted, by the same token, it is a full moon. It can be where we recognize that, hey, you know what, we're not on the same page. Maybe we don't want the same things, even though we get along, right? So you could have some important decisions to make there. We have Imagine here for you guys, and this is a wonderful energy. What do you want? Where do you see yourself going? What is your vision of the future? You are only limited by your own imagination. So if you can imagine it, if you can envision it, you can bring something to fruition and make something happen. Imagine the potential, imagine the possibilities. Some of you may be at this time imagining a different life. Maybe you're imagining a better life. Maybe you're imagining what would happen if I made this change and where would that put me? And so you never underestimate the power of your imagination, right? And so you could be really kind of in that energy. Now, this can also, be bringing something to harvest for you, to fruition for you, full moon, right? Something is blossoming for you. And this can be where you're feeling a little more creative. You're feeling inspired. And so maybe you are wanting to embrace that creativity in your energy. And whether you want to learn something or you just want to make sure that you're making time to have fun and live the real wonderfully fulfilled life that you imagined, right? And so this is a great energy all for that. But yeah, something could be coming to fruition for you, something that you've previously imagined, all right? Let your imagination soar. We have the King of Coins, the Queen of Coins. Oh, hello. And we have the 10 of Coins. Wow, talk about success and abundance flowing through you. Now, the King and Queen of Coins can, of course, be your energy, right? You're in balance, you're in harmony, the masculine and the feminine. We're good. We're feeling successful in this energy. Both of these cards do represent abundance blossoming in your life. The 10 of Coins, happy home, happy family, happy bank account, stability and security for the long term. So this can be a goal that you're focusing on: stability, security, balance, harmony, and putting away money for the future and having a long, happy, stable life filled with prosperity and some success. So it's a great place to be, but you could also have this blossoming in your life now. Now, the 10 of Coins can represent your home, where you live, right? And so this can be where maybe you are buying the house of your dreams. You're imagining something a little bit different, and boom, here it is. You could also be, making those plans for the future, right? You have a vision in your mind. The 10 of Coins, what does that look like to you, right? It's a card of family. It's a card of inheritance. Some of you may be potentially getting some inheritance, maybe from your parents, King and Queen of Coins, right? And maybe they've been successful, and you might get a living inheritance, or it can be something where you're talking about wills and things like that, right? What happens when we both pass on, and who gets the house and all that kind of stuff, right? Because the 10 of Coins can be money flowing to you, and generally in the form of inheritance, right? But something handed down to you potentially here. But the King and Queen of Coins can also be you and a significant other, and we touched on that briefly. But the King and Queen of Coins, you and a significant other making long-term plans for your relationship, for your future. Maybe it does involve talks about money and finances, putting money away. Maybe you're solidifying your long-term commitment as well. You could also be maybe renewing like wedding vows and things like that, right? Very abundant, very nurturing energy, very successful energy. It's like let the wealth flow. So it's wonderful. If you're single, you could be getting out there, meeting new people. And, and so you may have been having some visions of some kind, right? But meeting someone new could come via the form of family, right? So if someone in your family says, hey, I have someone I want you to meet, maybe throw caution to the wind and maybe just say yes. You never know what's going to happen. If something works out, great. If it doesn't, no harm, no foul, right? So, but there's a wonderful energy here of things coming together for you, but also potentially very helpful people, right? Helping you nurture your goals and your dreams, or helping you succeed in some way. King and Queen of Coins can also be a partnership. So you could be forming partnerships with people, maybe new people, existing people, and together you are all a force to be reckoned with. So teamwork can really come into play for you here. But again, we do have your social life, right? We have your neighborhoods, so, right? We've got all of this stuff coming in. So this can be where that focus really is. But beautiful energy coming in here for you. Could you imagine where everything is lining up for you, where all your needs are met and you have extra for the little small indulgences that, make your life a little bit more enjoyable or easy, right? All of this energy is available to you right now. I'm going to leave that there here, you guys. I hope there was something here for you. I thank you for watching, and good luck in this full moon. And we're going to move on now to Sagittarius. Hello there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your full moon in Capricorn reading. You're experiencing this energy in your second astrological house. This can be super good for you, super positive, super good for your money, for your finances. The second house is ruled by Venus, and Venus right now is in Cancer. And Cancer is very much a focus on the home and the family, where you live, the relationships you have, and interestingly enough, Saturn is in your fourth house, which does have to do with your home and your family, your private life, your children, and so this can be where you are maybe focused on family financial matters. You could be looking at your family finances. Are they healthy and stable for the long term, right? Saturn looks at the long term. And maybe you're making some moves, some changes to give yourself a better financial future. But with this full moon, with this full moon happening in your second house, this bodes really well for you to open up avenues to make more money. You could potentially be finding ways to make your money work harder rather than you work harder for your money. You could have doors opening up for you for investment opportunities, things like that. And this could be for like long-term investments, things that do tend to be maybe a little bit slower growing, but do offer that stability and security. So it's not high risk, right? Maybe low to medium risk, but you know at least that your principal investment is safe. But this is awesome energy here. You're maybe finding the resources that you need right when you need them. This can be showing you where you may have potential to make more money at work. You could be getting a little bit of a surprise. Some of you could be getting, that long overdue raise or that bonus of some kind, and it may not necessarily be huge, but it can certainly be maybe the right place in the right time, or really helpful in some way in that energy. But you could also find yourself really looking at the things that you value, the things that you buy, how you spend your money, how you make your money. You could be looking at yourself, right? Because the second house is about value, and the things that you value, right? The things you own, or the values that you possess or that other people possess that are important to you, right? So, but think about all of the Venus energy that we've got bringing you resources. Venus can bring you new beginnings. It can bring you things, can bring you growth. It can bring you resources that you need. And it's also very creative, very fertile energy. So the time is ripe for you to reap the rewards of your hard work. And this is where your hard work and your dedication can pay off for you in some way. But you could also, again, open previously unknown doors and avenues to greater wealth. We have faith coming here for you guys. So whatever your situation is, have faith. Have faith you will make the right decision. Have faith that if you're looking for something, that you will find it, right? When we have faith, when we embrace the belief system that's important to us or that benefits us, the magic really does start to happen. So whatever your situation is, believe in yourself, have faith in yourself and your future. And when we have that, this is where we can really harness our magical powers, and we can really kind of see things a lot more positively, in a lot more positive light. But you may also be rewarded for keeping the faith, for being faithful, right? Being faithful and dedicated to your goals, your dreams, but also maybe to a person or a situation here as well, right? So we got a little bit of magic coming in here for you, possibly, right? But also some really positive vibes. We have the Eight of Coins, your hard work paying off. The King of Wands, yes, indeed. And Temperance. So have faith, right? Temperance card, okay? You're believing in yourself, believing in something, but the Temperance card does bring about an energy of patience, of calm energy, brings in healing energy, but also brings your belief in yourself, in your situation, and it is your card here, Saggy, right? The Temperance card represents Sagittarius. So this is about you, your goals, your dreams, what you want, the life that you create, the life you build, how you make your money, how you spend your money, your values and beliefs around money, right? And all these are being examined and, maybe tweaked a little bit, but ultimately can work in your favor, right? So whatever your situation is, trust and know and have faith that you can fix a situation, that you can get things back in alignment if they're a little bit out of whack, but your patience will be rewarded here with the Temperance card. But trust your intuition as well, because the Temperance card quite often does show up as a guardian angel card, right? So, or a spirit card. So you are being guided by the universe. So really, really trust your intuition. You're usually fairly good at that, even though sometimes maybe you get a little bit excited. But we have the King of Wands and the Eight of Coins. So the King of Wands is a very, very fiery energy. So fire sign energy. So and this can certainly represent you. You've been working hard. Eight of Coins. You're mastering a skill, mastering a craft, mastering your money, mastering your finances. You have a lot to offer the world, and this can be where you can reap those rewards. The King of Wands, kings are successful. They're at the top of their game, and the King of Wands is very magnetic in its energies, masculine energy, right? That go-getter energy. It's like, I'm going to go for this and I'm going to succeed. I've been working hard at this and I've never given up because I've known and I've had faith in myself that I'm going to succeed. And this is where things are, potentially turning around for you in a very positive way. Because the Eight of Coins is about paying attention to detail. It is about rolling up your sleeves and getting to work. It is about mastering something, and this is where we're about to level up. So something could be about to improve. If you're looking for a new job, this is wonderful energy for that. Okay. And with the Eight of Coins, this is a reminder not to undervalue your skill set, right? Speak to your skills, speak to your strengths, right? May talk yourself up a little bit. Remember, if you're going on job interviews or putting your resume out there, you're selling yourself ultimately. And we sometimes do kind of, humility goes a long way. Of course, we don't want to come across as too arrogant, but you also don't want to undermine yourself. You want to make sure that you are, you don't lie on your resume or in an interview. It always comes back to bite you. But if let's say you want to step into a higher position of management, and the kings can be managers, right? Managers, the boss, the supervisor, that kind of thing, a level of higher responsibility. But let's say, you find a job and you're reading the job description and you're like, oh my goodness, this is like really floating my boat here. I'm really interested in this. I'm excited about this and I don't even have it. But maybe in their managerial role, they have their little wish list of job skill sets that they want this role to have. And maybe you've had experience managing 3 people or 5 people, but they want someone experienced managing 10 people. Think imaginatively a little bit and think about, have I managed in some way a little bit more people, right? And, it's that way. Well, I've had these many permanent reports to me, but, I've also, on during projects and stuff, manage these many people. It's a little tiny little embellishment, right? But it's something that can give you a leg up, because really in that role that maybe it's a wish list, right? That they want someone that can manage 10 people, but 5 is halfway there. So, it's those kind of things. We don't want to flat out lie, but we do want to kind of sell it, right? So sell yourself, sell your skills. Some of you could be about to level up here. The 8 of Coins, you're transitioning. The student becomes the teacher, the apprentice becomes the red seal trade, right? The employee becomes the boss. Now, speaking of being the boss, the King of Wands is an entrepreneurial energy. The King of Wands can be where you are looking at your skill set and all the things that you bring to the table, all of your experience, and you could be thinking, hey, I believe in myself, Temperance, and maybe I can build my own business. So you could be having a business on the side. You could be, if you already have a home-based business or something you do as a side gig, this can be where you maybe experience some success and you're expanding upon that, right? Make some more money. Or, you could be starting something new that can bring you in some more money. So this is a time where abundance flows to you. This is a time when you can really harvest a lot of rewards in some way at this time. But the King of Wands can also show a partnership or a person that can be very helpful that you can be dealing with. And maybe this person is someone that can give you a chance, someone that believes in you. This can also be someone that you look up to, someone that gives you a little bit of motivation or support, or can be a little bit of a cheering squad as well for you there. So very helpful person with that King of Wands. Can be someone new that you meet, maybe someone who can help you out with your money or your career path in some way. But this can also be someone in your life right here, right now. They might be a calming influence for you while also inspiring you or motivating you in some way. So this can be a very positive influence. But we got some great stuff going on here for you, Saggy. A little bit of magic in the air for you. Patience, right, is the key, but also being open and receptive to things, but being willing to, King of Wands, to take action, to take initiative when a door does open. I'm going to leave that there for you, Sag. I hope there was something here for you. Good luck in this full moon, and we'll move on now to Capricorn. Hello there, Capricorn, and welcome to your full moon in your sign. This is your full moon, Cappy. This is all about you. So, of course, this is happening in your first astrological house. This is all about you, your personal goals, your dreams. This is about your approach to life, your attitude about things that are going on around you. This brings in some new beginnings for you. Some of you could be wrapping up some projects. You could be making some positive change in your life, so that you have the opportunity to follow your goals and your dreams. But, when we do have moons occurring in our own sign, this does bring a reflection and a focus on self, right? Rather than a focus on other people. So what do you really want out of life, right? Where do you find your personal happiness and bliss? This can be a wonderful energy here for you to make your wishes and dreams come true. And certainly some of you could have something coming to fruition for you. You might be changing your hairstyle. You could be changing your appearance. You could be doing something interesting for yourself that maybe you have always wanted to try and have never quite got off the ground. But we have Saturn here for you in your third house. And your third house is ruled by Mercury. And this is the house of communication, perception, your social life, your neighborhoods, where you live. So some of you could be potentially, having a look and saying, where do I want to live? Maybe where do I want to retire? Where do I want to raise a family? Right? Are you living in a neighborhood you like? Is your house too big? Is it too small? Right? So you could be considering moving. For some of you here, you could potentially be meeting some new people. You could have new people, new neighbors coming into your neighborhood and someone moves out. But this can be maybe somebody that you actually like, right? But you are really kind of shifting your focus and maybe you're talking about long-term goals, because with Saturn in your third house, this can be where you recognize where, maybe communication needs to be the focus or need to change. This can be where, you've got some big ideas about things, and all of a sudden you can, really put a plan together, Saturn, right? You can put a plan together to make your big ideas, turn your visions into reality in some way. So we've got a lot going on. Some of you could potentially also be buying yourself something that you really want. Your third house, where Saturn is, has to do with technology as well. Your devices, your cell phone, your laptop, your tablet, those kind of things, your TV, right? Your appliances even, right? And so you could be finding that you want to treat yourself and maybe buy yourself the thing that you've always wanted, right? So you want to bring something to harvest to fruition for yourself, right? So whatever your situation happens to be, this is all about you, how you look at life, how you deal with things, and maybe you're looking at making some changes, or you could have some endeavors that are now paying off. So really do look back on the new moon that you had in your sign at the beginning of 2024, in early January, and see, what were my intentions? What was my focus? What was going on in my life? And then kind of reflect how far you've come. And you probably made more progress than you give yourself credit for. All right. So let's see what else we've got here. We've got abundance. Yay. Look at that card. This is awesome. This is a time where something could potentially be coming to fruition for you. But again, you could also be in this energy looking at your life and recognizing the abundance that you do have already, but you're also, okay, how do I get more, right? How to get more money, how to get more stability, how do I get more friends? How do I open doors and avenues to, to more opportunity, right? That kind of thing. But you have the power to harness and harvest all of the abundance that the universe has to offer. And this is a wonderful, wonderful energy here for you. It could be something very exciting coming in. We have the Seven of Coins in reverse, King of Wands, and the Five of Coins in reverse. Woo! All right, well, thank goodness. So here's the thing, is that the Five of Coins, of course, in the upright quite often represents lack mentality, and we're replacing that with abundance. Yay. Okay, so if you've been having some money issues, or you've just been feeling a little bit lackluster, or you've been maybe focusing a little bit too much on the things you don't want, this is the energy that's turning around for you. Financial situations getting better, opening the door for, for help, right? Because the Five of Coins can be a very stubborn energy, right? It's like there's resources available, and I'm too stubborn to ask for help. Capricorn, right? It's like, no, I can do it on my own. So this can be where maybe you do accept some offer of help or support somewhere along the way. But this can also be you, again, changing your perception and recognizing that maybe if I don't like where I am right now, or I don't have everything that I want, I have the power to turn it around, right? I have the power to see things differently and to find alternate forms of abundance. And that might be what you're doing there with that energy. Five of Coins can still be a little bit of a challenging energy, but it is headed in the right direction. The Seven of Coins here, right? Usually the Seven of Coins is one of patience, one of abundance, one where something may come to fruition, but it's also a card of strategy and assessment. But in the reverse, this can be where, maybe you've already been in an energy of assessing, and now you're ready for action with the King of Wands. You're confident, you're bold, you're brave, you're maybe willing to take a little bit of risk, you're open up to new adventure. And instead of, kind of taking that step back, you've already done that. And now you're forging a path forward. The Seven of Coins can represent that maybe you have had some things that haven't gone your way, right? They haven't blossomed and come to fruition the way that you wanted them to. But in the King of Wands energy here, you are confident that you will find a better way, or that you'll find a different opportunity. So the King of Wands in the upright is filled with confidence, if nothing else, right? But this passion, this burning desire, right? This fire within is what's lit up when we get the King of Wands, right? So it's like, I'm going to conquer money issues. I'm going to find a better job. I'm going to open up doors for, more abundance in my life. I'm going to get stability and security. Just be aware with the Seven of Coins in reverse and with the King of Wands This might be that there's something opening up for you here where you're going to need to pounce on an opportunity. Don't contemplate or think about something too long because you could miss an opportunity. And yes, while it is true that anything truly meant for us will not pass us by, the fact is that sometimes if we don't seize the moment today, we got to wait a while for something to come back around again. So the time is now. Right? But just be aware of the potential here with this full moon. The full moons are emotional. Be aware of the potential for making rash decisions with money. All right. We don't necessarily want to do that, but it is possible that you just might. But again, you could be just spending some money on yourself, right? It's like, this is my full moon. I'm going to treat myself. So maybe you are going to indulge in something, right? And so just keep a little bit of an eye on your bank account with that energy there. But ultimately, the King of Wands can certainly be your energy, wonderful energy here for you, bringing in your strength and your confidence. Maybe you're recognizing your strengths and seeing your true worth, your true value. There could also be a very positive person, either a new person entering your life or someone that you already know. And this person could give you some advice, or they can motivate and inspire you in some way. This could also be someone that you may be able to collaborate with. And maybe it's to make some money. Maybe it's to, learn something from each other, whatever it happens to be. This can be a very positive connection for you in the upright. I'm going to leave all that there for you, Capricorn. Good luck in this full moon. I thank you for watching, and we're moving to Aquarius. Hello there, Aquarius, and welcome to your full moon in Capricorn reading. So this is going to be extra intense for you, Aquarius. The ruler of Capricorn energy is Saturn, and Saturn is your traditional ruler. So it's the co-ruler of your sign. So this has a bigger impact, a bigger significance on you. And with your full moon here, full moons represent completions and endings, right? And things like that. It can represent things coming to fruition for you, or the need and the opportunity to wipe something clean, right? So you can have a fresh start. Full moon's also very mystical and magical, right? And this full moon is happening in your 12th house. 12th house energy is very spiritual. 12th house energy is all about your dreams. It's ruled by Neptune. And of course, we do have a square with Neptune at the time of this full moon. So, again, very impactful for you in some way. Something hidden may come to light. You can very much benefit in this full moon by finding a quiet space to yourself. And it doesn't necessarily have to be for a long time, but some quiet contemplation or meditation can really, really help you at this time. You're going to find at this full moon that your senses are heightened a lot. So your intuition is very powerful and very strong. You could be seeing a lot of signs at the moment. You could be having some very interesting dreams at the moment as well. Write them down. Okay, because they're guiding you, right? They're giving you some message, that kind of thing. You could be experiencing some spiritual downloads at this time here as well. But the 12th house does have to do with endings, karmic endings. This can be, where, you do figure out what in your life's got to go, right? It's like, this got to go. But there could be, just be aware, there could be a little bit of wishy-washy energy with this for you, right? With this full moon, with the square to Neptune. Neptune is the 12th house, Pisces energy. And we have Venus in Cancer at the moment. And Venus can bring about our emotions and everything, but Venus can really, help us get creative. Venus can help us out with our love and our partnerships and our friendships, can bring us resources and things. But with the square to Neptune, there could be a little bit confusion over what you want. What do you want to bring to fruition? What do you want to create? What do you want to start? Right? So you could be finding that you are lost in a little bit of cloud of uncertainty. You could also be just be aware of being in a little bit of fantasy land. here as well. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? Because Fantasyland, your imagination, it is like kind of a daydreaming energy, right? And this can be really where you can have a vision of something that you want to create. But with the other energies that we've got, there can be a very strong energy of procrastination. Okay, so remember, if you're fantasizing about something, if you're dreaming about something, there's something that you really want, Saturn energy is going to help you turn that vision into reality, right? So, but the desire can be very strong. So we've got a whole bunch of very interesting things going on for you, but you could have something that's revealed as well. The 12th house has to do with secrets. The full moon can bring something out into the open, can reveal something, okay? Or maybe you're getting clarity on something that's previously been hidden from you. If you've been doing anything behind the scenes with this 12th house energy, you could be the one that is sharing something with others that you've been doing or that you've been working on that you haven't shared with them previously. So, so get prepared to come clean with something, right? But someone could also be revealing something to you, and it can be very interesting in this energy. As with Saturn is actually in your second house. Your second house has to do with your money, your values, how you make your money, how you spend your money, where you work, your income. And so this can be where you are maybe realizing your limitations on money, your belief systems on money. Where are you struggling with money and what can I do about it, right? And Saturn is kind of bringing you back down to earth and helping you make a plan for the future, for the long term. So very interesting energy coming in here for you, but you could be unlocking secret potential for making more money, right? Secret avenues of making more money. And who doesn't need a little bit of that? We have meditate. There you go, coming in there for you guys. And as we already said, this is going to be a really important moon for you to engage in some spiritual practice or to meditate or just find a quiet space, right? Just find a place where you can just sit and be. It's literally all you need to do, right? Quiet your conscious mind, just, connect with nature. Go sit underneath a tree, sit by the ocean or, sit by a creek or something, right? Lock yourself in your bathroom and have a bubble bath, right? Because with this full moon being in your 12th house, it is very feminine energy, but 12th house ruled by Neptune brings in Pisces energy, is about water. So water can help cleanse and purge. Water is very spiritual, right? But also very healing. So healing waters can come in for you guys. So having a bubble bath or a spiritually cleansing shower can really help invigorate you. But whatever your situation is, however it is that you meditate or connect with your own energy or with the energy of the universe, this is really going to be a big impact for you. We have the Temperance card, Queen of Swords, and the Devil in reverse. Beautiful. All right, if you get this bad boy, you want this sucker in reverse. Look at this energy. You are releasing something here that, man, this can be a huge completion for some of you here because the 12th house, right, can be, a karmic completion. And the Devil card there in reverse, something has no longer got control over you. You're kicking a bad habit, or you're forging new habits, right? You're letting go of old beliefs and you're turning things around into a better and newer belief system. So this can be really wonderful for you. The Devil card really does have to do with our shadow side, the things that have control over us, the things that tempt us. And, if you've been trying to get healthier or maybe trying to lose weight or maybe trying to make some positive changes in your life and you've been actively trying to be better or do better, then this is showing you that you're very much on the right track. Why? Because you're believing in yourself, number one, you're being very disciplined with yourself, but you think you also have some support system from beyond the realms, from the other side. The Temperance card is very spiritual energy, and think of this, right? Queen of Swords can be you, your energy, right? Honest, truthful. You've got clarity. You're trusting your intuition. You're very wise, very old and wise there. Aquarius, you're making decisions, right? and you're gaining clarity. But if this is you, Queen of Swords, you've got the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other shoulder, right? Just like in those old cartoons. However, the devil is now flipped on his head and the Temperance card shall prevail. So the energy of angels and spirits and you and positive vibes and healing, and detaching from negativity or people or toxic situations or outdated beliefs, or you successfully completed a karmic cycle, whatever it happens to be. You are kicking a habit, you are kicking the bucket with this, and this is awesome energy here for you, right? So it's like, I will not let anyone have control over me. This can also be you, where you are really clear in your conviction about the boundaries that you set, not just for other people, but also internally for yourself. Right? And we do sometimes need to do that, especially if we've got some goals, some plans, we've got some things that we're trying to change or things that we're trying to do. We do need to really, be able to unleash ourselves from those things that may feel good momentarily, but in the long term don't serve us well. So you've been doing some shadow work. You're experiencing this shift with this energy. So very, very powerful energy here for you, Aquarius. So again, find a quiet space, right? Go disappear into seclusion for a little while, even if it's just like a couple of hours, right? And because this working with the energy of this moon is really going to empower you in a very profound way. So loving that energy for you here. And I'm not even really getting the sense that there's another person other than that you're putting up boundaries with another person. But I think this Queen of Swords energy, this is all you, right? This is all you. You're being decisive. You're getting clarity on something. Maybe you're making some important decisions, right? You're being honest and authentic with yourself, right? And you could even be the Queen of Swords, really great energy for putting your foot down. But you've got the Temperance card here, bringing you patience, calm, bringing you healing, and maybe helping you restore some balance in your life, make better choices, right? That kind of stuff. But I also think you've got some messages coming in here for you from Spirit. In some way, they may manifest in strange ways, but be open to receive those messages, because I think they'll be very important for you as you move forward. So this does show a big turning point for you, right, in this energy. I'm going to leave that there for you guys. Enjoy the energy of this full moon. Okay. I thank you guys for watching. And oh, by the way, the Devil card is Capricorn energy, right? So if you feel as though something hasn't gone your way, now is the time to maybe have a second chance and turn things around. All right, for yourself. All right. So, but yes, Capricorn energy, the full moon in Capricorn, very, very important. Time for you. So embrace it, enjoy it, work with it. All right. Remember, we got another one coming up in July. Okay. This one is going to be the most beneficial for us. And the next one we may reassess, or we may feel like we're under the wire with that one. So this one, it's like we're a little bit more in control. So thank you guys. I hope you have a good full moon, and moving on to Pisces. Hello there, Pisces, and welcome to your full moon in Capricorn reading. Well, this could be a little bit sparkly for you guys. This is happening in your 11th astrological house, so you could have a wish coming true. You could be liberating yourself from something, a situation, an environment, or people that have been holding you back, or even something inside you that's been holding you back from achieving your wishes and goals. So you're breaking away from something, breaking free. The 11th house is ruled by Uranus, okay, bringing you in Aquarian energy. So this can be a time of evolution and growth for you. You could be awakening to your true potential with this energy here as well, and you're willing to make some changes. So we got a lot of good things going on for you guys here. You may be finding that you're feeling a little bit more social at this time as well, 11th house energy, but you could also perhaps be looking at the social groups that you're connected with, whether it's in person or online, and you could be making some changes, because the full moon, of course, can bring an end to certain things, right? So that you can find something a little bit better. And so quite often we do outgrow social groups or connections, right? The community of people that maybe we, at one point were aligned with, and now it's like, not so much, right? So you can be making some changes that way. So social media and things may be playing a role for you, but at full moons, of course, can also bring something out of the woodwork, right? So you could have a surprise or something where maybe someone messages you out of the blue, right? Some sort of connection, maybe from the past, maybe someone brand new, who knows, right? But you could have some communication opening up for you there. The 11th house also does have to do with justice. So this can be where if there's been injustices that have been experienced, right, this can be where justice is served. Or something does come to an end, comes to a conclusion, comes to a close. And with this being in your 11th house, if there has been something that you've been dealing with that is matters of the law, legalities, paperwork, anything like that, this can be where something does get resolved, and resolved in a way that either gives you freedom or in a way that you had hoped for, right? Your wishes coming true. But we do have Saturn in your first house, right? And Saturn in your first house is really taking stock of you, your situation, and really focusing on you. What do you want for the long term? Saturn has to do with your long-term goals, right? What do you want for your long term? Where do you see yourself living? Where do you see yourself working? How do you envision your life? And this is encouraging you to focus on your personal goals and dreams, because you could very much have the opportunity to make some things happen, right? There could be doors opening for you, or you have the power to open those doors, right? But with the full moon energy, this can be something that is opening for you now, or this can be where you're like, you know what? I'm going to shed any uncertainty or procrastination. I'm going to go for it, right? I'm going to open those doors on my own. So you could have like more power in your convictions. But we do have your ruler Neptune, right, is forming a square. And so you could be finding that there could be a little bit of tension going on. This can be internally within you. It can be with other people. And with Saturn in your first house, right, focusing on you, the moon in your 11th house, your wishes, your goals, your sense of freedom and liberty and justice and all this kind of stuff is, you could be at odds with somebody, right? And this can be where, you're squaring off with someone, right? And it's like, this is what I want. This is what I want to change. This is what I want to do. This is where I see my life going. This is what's going to make me happy. And it may not necessarily be in alignment with someone else. This can also be where, with the square in Neptune, you could be a little bit confused as to what you want. So maybe you need to take some time out just to, think about things a little bit, clear your head. Full moons are always encouraging us to do that anyway. This can be where, you've got some sort of fantasy that you're playing out in your head, but you haven't quite had the opportunity to bring something into reality. So Saturn is here to help you to do that, right? So if you're unsure about something, you're confused, or you find that you just haven't been able to get something started, take that step back and engage with this moon energy, because you may come to the realization that there's a reason that you haven't quite got something off the ground. It can be that someone's standing in your way. You could be feeling restricted. Maybe you're not feeling confident, or maybe you're just not sure, right? So you could be getting some clarity about something. And, if you have a big goal, a big vision, Saturn can help you to make a plan and to cut down your big goals into some smaller, more attainable goals as well. Because Saturn's here to help you for the long term and to help you bring your energy back down to earth, or bring something into fruition for you, and something that can be a little bit stable. But there may be something that you need to learn or recognize along your journey, right? This is not working out, or this is not happening for me because why? Oh, right, now I see why. Okay, yeah, I can change that, right? So it can be a little bit empowering for you here. We have fairy tale. There's your fantasy. Okay, fairy tale. So number one, this can be an energy where things are happening to you and it can feel a little bit like a fairy tale, right? And, just make sure when we get this energy, because, a fairy tale energy can be about things happening the way that you wished for, the way that you wanted them to happen, right? And it's like so good that it feels like you're living in a fairy tale. But as we all know with fairy tales, right, there's always the good aspects of it, right? The mystical, the magical, right? The fantasy. But there's also sometimes some challenges with fairy tales as well. And it usually requires some bravery or some change or some insight, right, to get back into the fairy tale kind of magic, right? So, we all want to live a fairy tale life. We want the sun to shine every day. We want, happiness and joy and prosperity and abundance and all that kind of stuff. But we are reminded here in this energy that not everything is like a fairy tale, right? And that we do have challenges we need to work through. We do have obstacles that are in our path because they're there to help us, build us up and make us stronger and help us to grow and learn and get wiser in our journey. So we all live in a fantasy land sometimes, and we all want this fairy tale ending or this fairy tale life to whatever that looks like. It's different for everybody, right? But we do need to come back crashing down to earth. Thank you, Saturn. And we do need to remember that, reality is not necessarily always like that. We have moments where it feels like a fairy tale, where it's wonderful and all that kind of stuff. But the reality is that we do have to go through some challenges sometimes, or we do need to make difficult choices and changes sometimes, right? And life is not always like that fairy tale. But this can also represent that if you can dream about it, right, you can bring something into reality, but you may need to work hard at it. You may need to, make that master plan, right? But ultimately don't give up, right? Because your wishes and your dreams, and you have the potential to make those things happen, right? But Saturn is saying, get real about them though, right? And be willing to work for what it is that you want. And then you'll be amazed. The skies will open up for you and there'll be some magic in the air. We have the Magician, magic in the air for you guys. Lovely. The Ten of Cups. Beautiful. There's your fairy tale ending. And the Page of Swords. Don't be afraid to try new things. Look at this energy. This is so beautiful. The Magician, of course, is about your inner magician, your inner power, your ability to focus on what it is you want, what you want to create, what you want to change, what you want to manifest. And this is about you being resourceful and having the ability to find the resources and the tools and the opportunities that you need right when you need them. So the Magician energy is about you and your own personal power, right? To create, to change, all this wonderful stuff. The Magician is, of course, tied with manifestation. We've got the Ten of Cups. We've got abundance, happy home, happy family, happy relationships, happy life, happy you, unlimited potential and possibilities, right? The epitome of abundance right there. And the Page of Swords, open lines of communication, your willingness to try new things, looking out into your future, feeling really good. This is communication here as well. The Page of Swords always has an open mind, right? And is always ready to spring into action and try something new, right? Very futuristic energy here for you. So I see here that you have the power to create the life that you want. You have the power here to try something a little bit different, but you could have some very important conversation or communication that comes in for you at this full moon, whether it's internal or external here. And this can bring you some answers. This can bring you a clear vision of what you want, right? And this can be where you can maybe potentially resolve some things or level up in some way, right? So the Page of Swords can bring in messages and news, can bring in clarity for you, which you may need. But the Page of Swords is also kind of, yeah, let's go, right? Let's go. I'm having fun. For some of you here, you could potentially, part of your wishes that you want, the things that you want can be about family and love and romance and building a home, building a life, and having this fairy tale happy ending, right? 10 of Cups right there. And the Page of Swords says, I can do that. I can make I can make that happen. So sorry, a little bit of catch in my throat. So believe in yourself, be confident. Just be aware of being a little bit naive. And as we said with fairy tale, not everything is a fairy tale ending, but also not everything is easy on our path to getting what we want. And the Page of Swords can be a little bit innocent and naive. And so in that energy, you're encouraged to kind of be real. Okay. Yes, have a dream, have a fantasy, have a vision, but also be real about it, right? Because you often need to take practical steps. The Magician energy can help you manifest opportunities, open up doors, right? But we need to be willing to put in some effort, put in some work, right? And to take advantage of the opportunities that we've got. But you could potentially be getting some very good news with that Page of Swords, or you could be getting the clarity within that you were missing and that you were looking for, right? So rather than confusion, you've got a little bit of clarity. So it can be very interesting for you in this energy, but really wonderful energy coming in there for you guys. So loving that. But I'm going to leave that there for you. Good luck in this full moon. I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.